Teach your girl how to fish. Now, I know that this flies in the face of conventional wisdom because the only conversations that y'all have across the internet is what you don't like about somebody or how it is that you feel about somebody. But what we don't do is we're not solutions based. So one thing that I promised you guys on Wednesday night, and I said, yo, I'm dedicated to the improvement of families, the community, and I need to start with my guys. So while I am still going to remain an equal accountability smoke giver, the one thing that I will do also is give you the insight on how it is that you can be more successful with regard to how it is that you're trying to build this legacy of yours, right? Let me give you an example. I don't just want to talk to you. I actually want to have a conversation with you because contrary to what it is that you guys see from other people, I actually live it. I am successfully married, been successfully married for the past 20 years, 19 and a half actually, but we just going to go ahead and round up and we're going to say 20, right? And what you're seeing right here.
Yeah, and then suddenly that one burned. And I don't know if they were trying to get him to.
What you're seeing right here is Rita is on site, and she sent this to me actually the day before yesterday. So today they actually continuing, and so what we're doing is we're building houses, right? And as we build houses, this is actually the location of the first house that I decided to build, and we've already started to break ground on the second house, right? And these are all of the guys that we got working for us, and these are the contractors, and we're actually doing it cash. So we do no financing. We don't go through any bank. We don't do any paper pushing. We're not looking for any approvals as far as from the bank in order to get the contractors paid. Everything that you see happening right here, everything that you see playing out right now, all of those trenches that's being dug, tapping into the sewer and the water lines, right? Getting approvals, all of the stuff that we go on. This is the stuff that we talk about inside of the Patreon a lot, right? So in addition to, let me just pause that real quick. In addition to, especially for all of the people that just say these people are just YouTubers. No, we really do stuff in real life. So in addition to, actually, I don't want to put it on that scene. I want to put it on that. So in addition to all of the entertainment and stuff that you guys see within the Patreon as far as the uncensored videos and stuff like that, what we also do is we have a lot of conversations and I use my own life experiences. And this is one of the reasons why I'm building it. I'm not just building it for me, but I'm building it so that I can then take the information and the insight and the gains that I learned, and then I'm starting to give them over into the bag chasers. But I was having a conversation with Rita this morning, right? And she was on her way to her doctor's appointment, and she about to go and, you know what I'm saying, get whatever done or whatever, so on and so forth. You know, regular checkup, those good healthcare coverage benefits. And I stopped her, and I said, do you realize what's happening right now? Do you realize what's happening right now? And she said, what? Now, for the bag chasers, a lot of y'all not even familiar with this looked like in the very beginning. Let me show you what it looked like. Maybe I can get it over to you really quickly. I said, you don't realize what's happening right now? And she said, what? What's happening? And this was right before, literally right before she was walking out the house. And I said, I'm teaching you how to fish. And she said, what? I said, I'm teaching you how to fish. And she said, well, what do you mean by that? And I sat her down. She was a little early for her doctor's appointment. But I sat her down and I said, listen, don't you realize that I'm forcing you, because she's the one that's taking these pictures. She's the one that's working with the contractors. For the people that's in the Patreon, she's the one that's doing all of the permit pulling. She's been running back and forth with the permit office. She's done everything. All of this stuff is her, through me to her. And so I said, listen, it's not about just giving you enough money if anything was to ever happen to me to where you can survive for the rest of your life. It's about teaching you and teaching my daughter, and I'm actually forcing my daughter to participate in this also. I said it's about teaching you and to teach my daughter how to duplicate the process and to actually learn what is going on so that you can be able to do it yourself, regardless of whether or not I'm here or not. The value that she brings is not based off of whether or not she can do it. It's based off of her willingness to learn. is based off of her submissiveness, and then she becomes the beneficiary of stuff that people would pay a lifetime. They would literally pay. They pay and don't even get even remotely half the knowledge that you get in real life through really going through it in real life. They don't really get it. They don't get this level of insight. They don't get this amount of information. They don't get to participate in the process. They don't get to see what it's like to build something from scratch. Not only, you know what I'm saying, not having to use your own dime, but how do you get the financing? And I told her, I said, listen, even though we doing it cash, I also want you to understand how to do it from another perspective and getting involved from the financial aspect of things, because then that will give you even more insight and more resources on how to be successful. This is what I'm trying to tell you, right? As we walk through this, and as I give this information over into the bag chasers and the Patreon members, what I'm saying is I'm giving you two lessons here, twofold. See, it's easy for all of these little people on the internet, these peace and Pan-Africanism people, right? It's easy for them to just say something to you to tell you that you're still under duress. But see, when I tell women, and I tell them and I hold them accountable and I say, hey, listen, you need to get under the man that is going to give you the vision. The guy that you passed up on was the guy that you should have married. Go back, get back with your baby father. When you pour into a guy, when you give him your all, you then become the beneficiary of his greatness. This is what I'm showing you. Your legacy as a woman, let's not even talk about as a family, as an individual. Your legacy as a woman is largely going to be defined by how it is that you're submissive and whether or not you're willing to learn. See, she didn't know that I was Misty Miyagi in her. All she knew was that I was giving her instructions on what to do on a day-to-day basis in order to ensure that this project continued to go forward. And so what happens as a result of it is then you then get the lessons and you get 10 times more of the information that you can then use to continue to A, either pour into the family, or B, is just a residual that comes along with being a part of what it is that I have going on. So when you get with a great man, ladies, is what I'm telling you, it's not just based off of his net worth. Stop trying to get with men based off of how much you can get from them and start getting with men based off of how much that he can teach you, how much that you can grow under his tutelage. What kind of vision can he give you? Stop being so talkative. Stop thinking that you know everything when you don't know nothing. The quieter you are, the more that you learn, because you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. See, I'm not going to tell you to pour into me. I'm going to tell you to do the thing that's in your best interest, which is basically getting up under me, right? Every single woman that is up under me, every single one that, including my daughter, not just the ones that work for me, including my daughter. She's literally on a daily basis seeming like she come up with a new idea, a different business idea. Now I'm teaching her, hey, this is how you refine this. Try this out. Put this type of money behind it. I already know that she gonna lose the money when she put it behind her, but I want her to learn a lesson. I want her to fail in a controlled environment so that she had these business lessons as she get older, right? My point is this. Very few people can teach you what it's like to be successfully married. Very few people can also add the business acumen under it. Go through the lessons, do it the right way, stop projecting based off of what you think somebody has instead of projecting based off of what the potential can be, and then pour into them understanding that it's a process. Everything is a process. Everything is an endurance race, but then teach a woman how to fish. And this part is for my fellas. Teach her how to fish, so that she can bring in more resources, so that she don't necessarily have to work that particular job, and she can spend all of her time pouring into what it is that you have for her, and you can give her a position into your company or help her build her own company that then pours into whatever it is vision that you have. And you got to have a vision. You have to have something that you're starting at the end of and then reverse engineering it in order to make sure that you add value into that person long term, right? You can't just be working because you're going to be on a hamster wheel. Make the sacrifice. Forget going out to dinner. Make sure that y'all stay in and eat. Have a Netflix night. Go and watch the movies. Go and watch something on TV, right? Stack your money. Work together. Put it together. Start to build something, right? Then that has character development because you're not just distracted by all of the things that's going on in society. You also figuring out who each other is by working together, struggling together, going through things, building up, right? Problem solving. That's the more meaningful thing when it comes to being in a relationship. Have you ever problem solved outside of anything other than what it is that you felt? Have you ever problem solved outside of anything other than what goes on in the bedroom? Have you ever problem solved outside of how you felt? What about solving for a problem in a business? Because that's where the true test comes in. The relationship part is easy. The sex part is easy. The conversations is easy. The game is easy. But do you know how to teach her how to problem solve when it comes to communicating more effectively? Can she take those same learned principles that she used at her for her boss at her job and then apply it into what it is that y'all got going on? Are you telling her to learn every single thing that she has at her job, right? Not necessarily because the job is meaningful or not necessarily because she needs to be pouring into the job, but because she needs to be taking those same applied lessons. If you are in information technology and you understand agile methodology instead of waterfall, right? You understand project management. You understand how to be a scrum master. Whatever it is that she does professionally, she should be taking those same skill sets and figuring it out how she can apply it more fervently in what it is that y'all got going on at home. If she's getting a certification, if she's getting a PMP, right? If she's some kind of nurse, if she's some kind of professional in any way, shape, or form, and you're not drawing from that and then teaching her how to apply that into her own life instead of becoming independent or some kind of contract or some kind of professional environment, if she's just seeking for a job, but you're not showing her how to refine it, that's the true vision of what it takes in order to be successful in a relationship, because it's 95% of what happens when you're not around and 5% of what happens when y'all get into that bedroom together, because you're only spending a minimal amount of time inside of that bedroom. And so what I'm telling you is that it all comes back down to the money. It all comes back down to what success looks like based off of how you're working on a daily basis, not just when y'all come together. If the only thing she has to say to you is, when are you coming home at night, or where you been at, or when can we go out, or when we gonna go shopping, or can we have sex, then you are doing yourself a disservice by aligning yourself with a woman that is not trying to get up under your vision, and maybe you just haven't given her a vision, right? But my point is this. Being successfully married is more blissful when you understand all of the other attributes that come along with being in a relationship. And this is the things that these peace and Pan-Africanism niggas can't teach you. They can't teach you that because they ain't never held down a relationship and understand how to move from a business perspective. They ain't never worked in a corporate environment and understood how to be a great leader by being a good follower first and then imparting that into your own family. They kids don't respect them because they ain't even in the same household as their kids. They don't travel with their kids. They see, when I go outside of the country, my daughter go with me. I am the man that I would want my daughter to marry. They can't talk to you about what it is to be great because they just focused on going outside of the country. They don't understand cultural values and norms. They don't have anything that they can pass down into somebody else because they don't know nothing. And so when you see these people talking about that they want to debate, they can't even debate themselves out of a brown paper bag. They don't even know how to think clearly. That's why they keep talking about pussy when they supposed to be talking about community building. What makes you think that these people can stand in front of somebody like me? I will destroy you in every way, shape, and form. You cannot stand in front of me to save your life. I will shut down everything that you ever stood for, and that's one of the reasons why you scared to face me. Can't nobody stand in front of me. And you know why they can't stand in front of me? Because my purpose is defined. My purpose is divine and defined. Nobody can stand in front of me. Nobody. I don't care how many degrees you fucking got. I don't care how many schools you fucking failed to build. I don't care where it is that you stood. I don't care how many baby mamas you got. Nobody can stand in front of me. You know why? Because I lived this shit. I built it. I failed it. I grew from it. I'm from the mud. I got it out of here. I don't owe no student loans. I don't owe nobody nothing. There can't nobody in this world ever say that I ever took something from them. All I do is pour into people. It's different over here. We don't break up. We don't get divorces. We don't make baby mamas. We don't break up our families and then talk about how it is that we need to build a community. Fuck your community. Your shit is flawed. We've been trying to do that shit for the last 50, 60 years. It don't work. What makes you think that these people can stand in front of me? Can't stand in front of a monster. Give a fuck how tall you are. How many people you employ, nigga? How much money you putting in people's pockets instead of taking from them? It's all fear tactics. Fastest way to take money out of the black community's mouth is to keep them subdued instead of empowering them. Teach your girl how to fish instead of asking for $500 to have dinner with her. Nigga. Moving on. Let me read some of these super chats. I ain't even planning to have that conversation. But I'm tired of y'all getting finessed. Shout out to Christina. Said, hey, Anton, I appreciate the content. See, I got to calm myself down. Hold on. I want to give you the proper treatment on your super chats. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Man, don't ever tell me that these people can stand in front of me. Don't ever bring these people, they little videos up to me. The videos is just the communication of what we do in our real life. We show our shit. We show our W-2s. We show our bank accounts. We show our relationships. You know who my wife is in real life. When we meet up with y'all, you don't just see me. You see me and her together. Some of y'all met my daughter in real life. You see my mother in real life. These people is crazy, man. Make me decapitate a gorilla if you want to. Talk that shit, I live it.